Hello and welcome to Knowledge by Nature. This is our October fall basket, and I love having morning baskets for October, November, and December. They're so fun to theme, and it is just a super fun time to do a basket. So a lot of people call this a morning basket. My daughter came up with a fun name, which is the daily basket. So let's take a peek. All right, so as I said, some people may call this a morning basket, a looping basket. This is our daily basket, and it is our October daily basket. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I just want to say that I am a homeschool mom to a first grader, and we love all things books and homeschool and all things my first grader. So I'm just going to get into this basket this month. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that for me and give me a thumbs up if you love fall. I do just want to go ahead and apologize if we get any major wind noises, because we have 50-mile-per-hour winds today, so there is a good chance we're going to hear and see a big gust going through. But my first two things I kind of want to show you is I have a pumpkin, and I also have some sunflowers. So one of the things that we're going to do with the sunflower, and we can't necessarily with this one, it ended up getting too cold and killed my sunflowers too early, but we are going to kind of dissect this a little bit, kind of open it up, see how it is, and just really have a fun time with that. We get the tweezers out and we kind of pull them. I wish they had gotten full bloom on me this year, but it just didn't work out this year. But this is a really, really fun hands-on activity to do for fall. Then, of course, I have my big pumpkin, and this is actually going to be going along with a book I have ordered. I have not received it yet, so I will post that right here. It is called Pumpkin Jack, and it is a story about a little boy that makes the jack-o'-lantern face and the pumpkin, and then watches it all year long decompose. So we are going to do that. We're going to find a good spot to set our pumpkin come late fall, and that way we can kind of watch its progress of decomposing. And then we're also going to, of course, cut this open, get all the seeds out, and play with all of the seeds. So I'm including this in my daily basket because I like to include different activities, and if I have it all with the basket, I don't forget to do it. All right, getting into the basket, let's look at a few of the activities that I've got here. So you'll see the baking soda, and that is because we are going to be doing a puking pumpkin. And so I don't forget, I went ahead and put the baking soda in there. If you haven't seen the puking pumpkin, what that is you make the jack-o'-lantern face, you hollow it all out, you put baking soda and some food coloring, whatever you want your pumpkin to puke, and then you add vinegar, and it comes pouring out of his mouth, and she is going to love that. That's going to be really fun, and so I have this in here so that I don't forget that I want to do this. I also went ahead and prepped this little guy. It's a yarn weaving craft, and so what she will do is she will weave from 1 to 2 to 3 all the way to 20. And so on the back side of the pumpkin there will be, you know, a crisscross of mazes, you could say, but on the front it will actually go in a straight line. And I left this all blank and orange so that she could decorate this. If she wanted it to be a jack-o'-lantern, she could, or if she wanted to color it somehow different, or leave it just orange. So I just left this so that she could do it. I already got my yarn ready for that, so that whatever day we decide to do that, it's ready to go. Then I have some Jello Play unicorn slime. We haven't actually ever done this before. I think using the directions on the back, we can like maybe do this twice. And so when I think of Halloween, I just kind of think of slime and yucky stuff. And I thought we would give this a try. I don't think we're gonna eat this, even though it says it's 100% edible. I don't think we'll eat it, but it's just something that I know that we can play with and not have any sort of reactions to. Then I also just left myself a little note here so that I would remember that I wanted to do Pumpkin Jack because it hasn't arrived yet, and that I also want to do the pumpkin carving, play with the seeds, and I put what I would need to do the puking pumpkin. So Then the last thing I have here is just a little decorative pumpkin. With this little pumpkin, most of my decor is kind of like black and white. And so I think we're gonna paint this pumpkin so that I can set it out instead of having a big orange pumpkin that doesn't really go with anything else. And I thought that would be a good little activity for us to do. So we're going to paint this little pumpkin white and then add it to the mantle for this fall. Now let's get into the books, which you know is my favorite part. We have the books, yay! So I was able to get to the library for this basket. Some of these are our books, some of them are the library books, and so I'll kind of show you what's ours, what's the library's in case you're interested. Also, I just did a video on how I separate and rotate our books seasonally. If you haven't seen that video, I will put it down in the description as well as up in a card if it will let me. So these first sets of books are going to be our personal library books. The first book we have is Little Boo. This is a really cute little book and it follows the life of the seed. So you get to kind of find out how the seed becomes the pumpkin. And so it's really cute. This is called Little Boo, and this one is actually as a board book. Disney Babies Happy Halloween. This is just a small little golden book and it's really cute. We've had this for a really long time, but it's so sweet seeing the Disney babies, and of course it's Halloween theme. Pooh Picks a Costume. This is, again, a little board book that we've had for a really long time. We actually have a little set of these where we have like the Easter bonnet and like a time-changing one. And so they actually came with little things in the very back, but we bought these used. So we never got the accessories that came in the back. Either way, cute little book. Love to have it here in October. I only have one chapter book in this month just because we are reading the Chronicles of Narnia, and so I didn't want to add a lot of extra books, but this is one that I got on my Scholastic book haul, which was kind of like a surprise box. You buy it and you just don't know what you're getting in it. I will also put a card here and down in the description if you'd like to see that box. But this is the talent show from the Black Lagoon. And this isn't necessarily Halloween, but Black Lagoon kind of sounds spooky. So I thought it would be a cute little short chapter book, and this will be our first time reading the Black Lagoon. It's Halloween, I'm Turning Green. This is a chapter book also, so I fibbed when I told you I only had one, but I do have two. But this one also has a lot of activities, so I don't know 100% sure that we'll read it, but we will do these activities in the back. So I don't know that it will be a chapter book per se, but we will do the fun activities at the back. The Biggest Pumpkin Ever, which is a cute little book that was just gifted to me, which is in the video that I mentioned earlier about a rotation schedule. So this is The Biggest Pumpkin Ever. We haven't ever read this book. I think it's gonna be cute though. I took a peek at it, and so I'm excited to read this also. I have an ant crawling in my books down there. So we have Super Monsters, Sundown, Monsters Up. This is a cute little show that's on Netflix where it follows all these little monsters that go to preschool, and this is just a little book that kind of follows along with one of the shows. The Biggest Apple Ever. I like that I have both The Biggest Pumpkin Ever and The Biggest Apple Ever. And I'm just now seeing that they're wrote and illustrated by the same people, so I didn't even realize that until just now. Let It Fall. This is another Scholastic book. Mounds of colors raked up high, jump right in and watch the sky. So that sounds like that will be a fun little rhyming book. Berenstain Bears and the Green-Eyed Monster. Even though this isn't officially Halloween, I thought with it being monster that we could kind of read this. Oh, here comes my wind gust. All right, that wasn't too bad. So the Berenstain Bears and the Green-Eyed Monster, even though it's not a monster book, I thought this would be a really good time to read this and talk about what this book is about. If you happen to catch my last video where I was doing the book rotation, you will see that I have quite a few gingerbread books. So I went ahead and pulled this specific gingerbread to go in our October basket because I will have plenty to go in my November and December basket. There's a monster in your book. This is one of our favorite books. We read this all the time. And so you go in and you just try to get the monster out of the book by spinning it or blowing or yelling at him. There's just different things that you do to try to get the monster out of your book. And so this is not a spooky book. I know some children are more sensitive than others. Mine would be more on the sensitive side. And so I am cautious on what kind of monster things that I put in my baskets. My husband and daughter love The Old Lady, and so it's great that we have a Halloween book to go in this month, and we have There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bat. Okay, friends, did any of you see my book haul that I had back early summer from the book outlet? And I said, hey, note to self, pull this back out for Halloween. Can I just get some thumbs up and some comments down in the bottom if you saw that? Because, hey, I remembered. And I didn't even have these in my rotation box like I normally would, which is kind of silly. So I don't know if you know what else I picked up during that thing, but I did go ahead and put it in my rotation box because I didn't want to forget it for December. But here we are for October, Paint by Sticker Kids Halloween. This is going to be fun. She is going to love this. So this is going to be really fun to do for October. I have 10 different pictures here, so we'll see how long this actually takes to get done this month. All right, so for all the rest of these books, these are all books that I got from the library. So these are not ones that we actually own, but then also a reminder, I will add it in again right here. Pumpkin Jack, that's a book that's on its way to me now, and so we will have that in just a few days to add to our daily basket. I love that I can get back to the library again because it makes it so nice being able to add in some more books. Even if I was not able to get to the library this month, we still had a pretty good amount that we could have added and definitely been happy with. So our first one here is Curious George Haunted Halloween. It gives us a little bit more than a picture book, but it's not a chapter book. And so I pulled quite a few of these just because it is nice to be able to cuddle up and read a little bit more in the fall. And then I've added a few books for myself for the basket, and so I will show you what I'm reading this fall also after the basket, so stay till the end for that. Clifford the Big Leaf Pile, again, another reader. It's Clifford, it's cute, and it's fall. We love Flat Stanley, and I found this in the bin, and it's Flat Stanley and the Haunted House. So I don't suspect that this will be too spooky. I think we will be fine with this as a first grader, and it's Flat Stanley. Fun stuff. First Grade Friends Forever, Ready, Set, Boo. I was really excited because this is a first grade book, and so we get to talk about first grade as being a first grader, and again, cute little Halloween book. I think it's going to be fun to read. Ready to Read, The Halloween Cat. This is Dora. We don't really watch Dora. She knows what Dora is, but again, it's Halloween. I thought it would be fun to add, and I knew it wouldn't be too spooky. I Can Read, my first reading, Happy Halloween Mittens. I really hope that maybe she can read this one to me, so that will be really fun for her to read me a Halloween book. Corduroy's Best Halloween Ever. We think Corduroy is just a super cute little book, and we haven't got to read too many of his other adventures, so this will be super sweet to read Corduroy's Halloween. The Berenstain Bears and The Ghost of the Forest. I love the Berenstain Bears. I want to add every book that I can to my collection for this. This one I definitely wanted to add, and there actually is a Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat, and I should have picked that up. For some reason I thought I had it, that I didn't have it, but it might could be something that we could go and pick up right before Halloween. Here we have a fall, autumn book, The Very Last Leaf. I love the imagery in it. I think it's gonna be really pretty, and we just love reading books that are beautiful. Ghost in the House. I've never read this before. It looked kind of neat and cute and very, very Halloween colors, and of course, very much Halloween theme. Hopefully you're hearing me right now because it really just kicked up again. We actually own a book by them, and I think it's How to Babysit a Grandma. And so I saw this, I thought it was cute, How to Scare a Ghost. So we went ahead, see, I'm not very good at the fine print right there. Right there it tells me How to Babysit a Grandma. So yes, we have that book, and so I borrowed this book. Oh goodness. All right, we're getting to the bottom of the basket for my little first grader here. So we have this book, which is Pick a Pumpkin. Again, really pretty book. I love books that are beautiful and have really good illustrations. I think this is just a very neat one. I think this will be a fun book. Pick a pumpkin from the patch, tall and lean or short and fat. Vivid orange, ghostly white, or speckled green might be just right. So that just sounds really fun. Pick a pumpkin. And then the very last one is not officially Halloween, but it's called Creepy Carrots. It looked really pretty cute. It's about this little rabbit that I believe was going after a bunch of carrots. They start tricking him and spooking him so that he'll leave the carrots alone. So now if you've stuck to the end, let's see what Mom's reading this month. All right, so Mama's got to read too, right? And I just wanted to show you what 2 books I picked up to start reading. I have been on like a World War II kick lately of reading books like that. And so this one, I spiced it up just a little bit. It's called Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. And it sounds very interesting. It's still in 1939, so I'm staying in the same year as my last 2 books, but it's very, very interesting sounding. I'm really enjoying it so far. I just started it, and then I have this one that I'm going to pick up next, and this is The Nightingale. This looks like a really, really good book, but I thought I would kick out this little small one first and then move on to the bigger one. So definitely make sure that you're thinking of yourself also. As always, I love showing you our daily baskets. I hope that you enjoyed this. I wanted to let you know, she actually came out here and saw this and told me that she actually got to listen to this the other day on YouTube. She watches 2 different channels, which is called Ani's World and
Kid Time Storytime.
Kid Time Storytime. And Kid Time Storytime is one of her favorites because the person reads with puppets. And so a lot of times of a morning, she will turn on YouTube and she will like listen and watch them read the book to her. I am all for that. I think that's a great way to get some more ways to your books. And so that's another idea, guys, is pull up some books that are like fall or Halloween on YouTube. Check those out. And then you don't even have to have a stack of books anywhere. You can just kind of pull them up and it can be read to them. And so it's really good quality videos on those 2 that we were talking about, Ani's World and Kid Time Storytime. So both of those I highly recommend. We enjoy both of those readers and they offer a lot of books. So if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join our family. We love showing you how we homeschool.
And keep subscribing.
You heard it from a first grader, guys. Keep subscribing so we can keep showing you all this fun stuff. So happy fall, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful October. I hope you enjoyed this. And just one more tip, if you didn't notice at the front, kind of put yourself reminders in these baskets, like the baking soda, the notes. Go ahead and prep some of it because I find it's easier. It's something that I do much easier if I already have it prepped and ready to go. So if you have a free moment here or there, maybe go ahead, prep a few activities that you might want to put in your basket. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in our next one.
And have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.